have a good outcome. So you got to get them moving, moving. If you can't see, they can't breathe. I'll just tell you that right now. Same thing with you guys on the ladder. If you hear they have a victim and they can't come out any other way but a ladder, move it. Move your butt and get that ladder up there. Because for one, you've got hostile fire coming at them. If they didn't shut that door, fire's chasing them. Their victim's not breathing, so you gotta get it moving, okay? Brian was gonna show some of our patient handling wasn't super great. Our little kiddo had his head bumped off a few things a couple times. So Firefighter Williams, he has some good victim handling techniques he was just wanting to share with us.
So this is kind of going off of what Morgan was talking about, that gorilla tripod buckle thing. There's different ways to move your patients or the victims, or however you want to call them, occupants, however you want to move them, call them whatever. We can maintain that tripod, maintain that orientation, the upright orientation, and see where you're going, and move our patients, move our victims, occupants, or have you in a controlled manner. So, starting with the kid, you're coming through, orientating. We don't crush the bunny. So, all the mice and men, we don't crush the bunny. So, don't crush the kid, don't crush the patient, victim. We're going to orientate them, find out where their head is. Okay, this is the front. All right. So you can roll them over. You can come in underneath, scoop them, get their hips over your leg, and just kind of like you would with our CPR with a choking patient, my hands are big enough, I can do this. I mean, if you just want to, even if your hands aren't big enough, you can palm part of their face, you'll protect that face. But if you grab their chin and their jaw like I have here, I have the head. I have control. That's not my head. And that patient, where's the fresh air? Down low, right? Where's the patient's head? Down low. And so I can move around pretty good and stay pretty mobile with them. And it's the same way with the baby. And something else you can do if you want to practice handling our smaller patients, our victims, get a loaf of bread. And try doing this with a loaf of bread and seeing how much you crush that loaf of bread. So it's nice, firm hold, but still not crushing the bunny. But again with that baby, you have that kid protected. I mean, the heat's coming from the fire gases above us, right? Mm-hmm. And so if we're kind of leaning forward just a little bit, where's that kid?
You're shielding.
We're sheltering them, right? Yeah, the toesies are getting hot, but little piggy be fine. Heads down low for closer to fresh air, and we're protecting. And we're getting them where we need to go. Now, adults, it gets a little harder. Average adult, the weight is going up more and more every day. Thomas, if you don't mind, lay down. Keep your chin close to your chest. So it gets harder with adults on how to move them. We're going to have two people with us. So if someone wants to lash webbing around their chest and drag forward that way while the other person comes in behind, and I can come in, I could drive this way, pushing, some of that webbing again, pulling, leaving this guy around. Another way, if we're maintaining this tripod position, now bind our feet up, get like this, and we're going. Again, it's easier. I got some weight on him, so I can move him around a little bit easier. But once we get to a wall, I'll come over here. We're going to pretend like this wheel is our windowsill. So if I can have you right there, sorry. So again, I have him in this tripod, got my window, spot my window, open it up, crash out, whatever I got to do. I'm going to bring their feet in to the bottom of that window. So now his heels are on the floor, his feet's kind of at an angle, his toes are up against this wall. And so now I'm going to start getting him curled up and start poking him out that window. Come back around, lift the head, shoulders, and just drive him up. I just stood him up. It didn't take much effort. I'm pushing forward, and just his body mechanics forces him up, and he's gonna take a header out that window. So I get that window open, but that ladder's not here yet. Guess what I'm doing? I'm grabbing his belt, and he's bent over that window in fresh air. And so we're holding in that way. Starts getting untenable. Fire's gonna come before gravity does, so you have to.
And so, one thing that happens sometimes, conscious kids hide. They get scared, it's loud, it's scary, it's hot, it's dark. And so you may very well get into a kid's bedroom and you find this kid, or even in a hall or a bathroom or something like that, and you find this kid and they're totally conscious and they can get themselves out of this fire. If you stand them up, where's their head going to be? Yep, so they're going to be in those hot, heated gases that get us dead quick. And so like Brian showed you, to protect that kid, protect that baby when you're crawling, you can do the same thing. Tell them, hey, listen, we're going to crawl to this bedroom next door. We're going to get in here. We're going to shut the door. You can very well put them under you and let them crawl. Same thing. You're protecting them with your gear, your body, and push them where you want them to go. Push them. And they'll kind of crawl where you want them to go. Let them stand up. Same with adult victims. Don't let them stand up. You know, the lower you can keep them in that fresh air, the better their survivability is going to be, the better their long-term outcome is going to be, the better we're going to feel at the end of the day. Okay? Lieutenant Campbell, on your ladder throwing station, one of the things we threw from the top, and I'm going to hand it over to you and let you get your critique and teaching, just didn't feel like there was a lot of hustle. It felt like, and for one, we were moving quick. We had a baby. Our haul wasn't long. You know the training area. There was a lot of things that made us a little faster upstairs. But it just felt like we were waiting for a long time. So, you guys, do you have like some kind of overall critique of what you've seen?
I think so. The first group, still kind of the guinea pig group. You know, we kind of went through the mechanics of obviously throwing the ladder, but the ability of getting the ladder in the correct position. So that first group kind of did their thing. We didn't have the right ladder at first. It was just a little bit too long for that windowsill, so obviously they mitigated that pretty quickly. The second group that came through, they obviously were looking at what had already previously been done, so they kind of had a little bit more pep to their step, but they were a little bit slower. And we've talked each time that, of course, the kid didn't have much protection of any, and of course our guys are getting hotter and hotter up there, so they slowly started to understand how quick they needed to do it. By the third and fourth group, they were on it. They knew exactly what they needed to do, and obviously communication was super important. I said, if you're hearing, you know, I see in any form or fashion, hey, we've got some victims that are now having to change their tactics, we need to obviously be, you know, mindful of that. So they got better at that, and I think, again, it's a training. I think the thing that Thomas said, you know, we're on the fire ground, our whole demeanor is going to be different. Our whole training, obviously we've got to kind of get in that mentality, especially in the real life scenario, but they got better with each scenario. We talked about how we can obviously do a better job with that, but safety was key, communication was key, and obviously continue to, you know, keep your ear against the radio, knowing exactly what's going on, any fire conditions, anything that might be going on as far as victims and stuff like that. So.
Sure. And were they able to get the ladder thrown right, like get the angle right?
Yeah, so actually the angle for our first group was actually perfect. He had measured and everything like that. With our modified window seal, obviously we were a little bit above where our window seal would be,
sure.
So we could have brought that back down. But I mean, everybody was healing that appropriately. Everybody obviously was able to get it up in a timely manner once they got to the window sill itself. So they did a good job with that.
Test for you, let's see how good she did. Where should the tip of your ladder sit if we're going to make a rescue?
Just below the window.
Perfect, yeah, just below the window sill. Alright, you must have did fine.
Yes, pass one for the day.
Very good. Did you have any other feedback, ladder thrown wise, ascent, descent for the rescue, or our guys getting the victim over to yours?
I don't think so. I did have one who obviously was in position a little bit sooner, so he actually leg locked in and gotten to the point where he was ready to work. Whether that was in grabbing the child or whatever he had to do, he had locked his leg in. Everyone else is able to get to the top. We talked about 3 points of contact at all times. making sure obviously their descent. We did kind of remediate in regards to the size of the victim can obviously differentiate again how we're bringing them down. Our littler person's more cradled in our arms versus we've got a bigger person that we're going to let the ladder kind of use that momentum kind of go against the ladder. So we discussed that a little bit. Obviously we want to take care of our bread, right? And so these guys did a good job, but they got down in a timely manner, and then obviously they went to find emergency services quickly thereafter. So perfect, very good.
Is there anything else you think that we need to do a little differently for the next evolution, or you think you
No,
guys
I think
have-
just, again, expediting. Obviously, we hear that information, we're gonna get to that window as quickly as possible. I mean, obviously, we don't run on the fire ground, but we are in a faster pace than what we've been doing. Obviously, we're gonna do that a little bit faster, but I think everyone's done a really good job. Biggest thing I can tell you is obviously, don't take it for granted. Checking for those overhead obstructions before you actually raise that ladder, and then of course, once we're breaking down, we don't wanna trip over somebody just when we're cleaning up. So just obviously keep safety in mind.
Perfect. And so, Chief, I'm going to kind of let you speak on this and your expectations a little bit. For me, I think there's a definite difference in freelancing on a fire ground, which we do not want you to do, and being proactive and understanding things that are going to take place and what we need to do. And so for me, if we have a search team and an interior team and you're like, hey, you know what, I think I'm going to get in on that, and you go in there, that's freelancing. If you hear, I have a victim, my exit's blocked, and you know, okay, they can't get back down the stairs, and you go and you start to get a ladder and bring it, to me, that's being proactive. Chief, I'll kind of let you,
Sure. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about. So this situation is not unlikely. You know, we are calling a RIT team to do this work today. Generally, you hear a RIT team, their job is to sit there and be ready to rescue firefighters, right? That's what they're supposed to do. So if there's not firefighters in danger, the RIT team's not activated. We are a small department that has staffing problems, like every small department across the United States. So our RIT team is probably going to be assigned to do things. And so for a RIT team to be assigned to pull a ladder like this is very likely on the fire ground. If we have the staffing for a RIT team, there's a good chance they're going to be doing stuff outside. Also understanding that if we have a firefighter down, that's what their main priority is. So in this situation, I'm activating a RIT team to put the ladder to the second floor. If you are a RIT team standing there and you hear that traffic come across, right away you know, okay, we can start laddering buildings. So I have no problem with that. Letting me know that you're doing that is great, so I don't try to assign you something else or so that I know what the resources are doing. Very quickly, RIT to IC, we're going to ladder the AV corner. Copy RIT, thanks. That's all I need. I don't need any more information on where you're getting the ladder from. I don't care. RIT to IC, we're going to ladder the AV corner. Obviously, we'll get to the point where I'm going to assign that, but if they start talking and they're giving me their information, it takes them a second to get that information out. So if you already know what needs to be done and you want to start that process, that's great. With that said, if you were assigned another fireground task, you were doing something else, like suppression, for instance, I do not want you to come off a hose line and go take care of that task. But if you're a RIT team or if you're somebody else in the fire ground, that's cool. Everybody's going to have radio on the fire ground now, which is a big change for us, part of what we're talking about tonight. So everybody should have a little better awareness of what's going on. So always listening to that traffic, making sure we're not trying to talk over that. And again, she touched on it earlier, when that happens, a lot of other things change. You know, Mayday, yep, everything else is off the radio. But when this happens, I'm still kind of focused on this. So understanding that I don't want you talking on the radio a bunch, but I do want you to relay to me what's going on. She talked earlier about giving your CAN report up there, or giving your Mayday report or whatever that is. There's a difference between having the time like you do here. You're on the second floor, you know you have to make your way down a hallway, then get to a window, so I need the CAN report, I need all that information. When Brian pulled that last victim out on Chick Avenue, he didn't have the time for that because it would have been a waste of time in a super heated space. He got on the radio, I've got one coming out. Well, he was the only unit in the building. He hadn't been in there very long, I knew exactly where he was at. But just that short amount of time getting on the radio, I've got one, we're coming out. Before he got out, we already had an ambulance coming, which took a second. I had to get on the radio, get a hold of 134, have them come up that direction, but I had enough time to get that moving before they were out of the house. And he was from here to the other side of the air trailer from the window. So just that little radio call is still super important so we can start everything moving. You just have to be the judge of the situation that you're in. Do you have time where you need to give the CAN report all the information that I need, or are you 3 foot inside a window and I should know exactly where you're at? I think the biggest thing is identifying your unit, making sure I know who you are when you're saying that. So when you get on that radio, VES to IC, I've got one coming out. That way I know who you are, you're not second floor search, you're not in the basement, whatever it is. So I'm sending the resources to the right place. Cool?
Chief, Mike, tell him what a can report is. I don't really know what you
We
guys-
talked about it in my station.
Did you? Perfect. Awesome. Good job. Okay.
One thing I want to just add, just if you get directions, I think Nate's group was the one, they got directions to ladder, an AB versus an AD. Verify information back. Obviously we don't want to, bring a lot of traffic into the radio when we have some kind of emergency going on, but verify what you're doing because that changes where AD and AB are. So verify that. That was just one point I want to make sure. So.
Drastically changes, actually.
Yep, absolutely.
And listen, the other thing too, you got to think where Chief stands on a fire ground. Typically, he's kind of stationed right there in the front yard by our first due engine, our second due engine, and maybe a mutual aid third truck, maybe. There's fans running, generators running, saws. It's loud. So if you're not sure you heard what he said, you're not going to make him mad or upset him if you go, hey Chief, can you repeat that for me? Or did you say Alpha Bravo? Or, whatever you need to do to get clarification so we don't make a bad mistake, right? You're not going to make him mad. He's going to say it again, and if we can't get it over, we'll send somebody who knows what to do to find you. All right, perfect. Does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to talk about before we go and test over this? Nope. Nobody had anything? All right, so we'll do the same group, same rotation we did last time. Here we're search first. That's what we're going to do. All right? Everybody feeling okay? Nobody feels sick, lightheaded, dizzy, hungry, angry, grouchy, none of that. Perfect. All right, let's get geared up and let's keep going. Did you guys make that thing hard to find this time?
You want evaluation sheet per or per team? Per team.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Pass alarm goes
Nice.
off. So
Just
automatic fail.
enough.
Nice.
Pass alarm goes off for too long. Automatic fail.
Then we get lucky twice. Here you go, man.
Not luck, skill. Okay, gentlemen. All right, you've been dispatched to a structure fire of a two-story residence. Fire is on the first floor. There is a known victim. Her son is trapped on the second floor. You have been assigned to the search team by the IC. You're on scene. Let's go.
Continue your search. That's the wall. That's a wall. Move, Cole.
Victim. We got fire behind us, so we're below our area.
Victim is on the ground.
I see copy. Victim's out.
Hey.
Don't talk about that.
Roger.
All right, boys, go rehab. You can also for those feedback. Take your hand on the better. He got his head out the window for fresh air.
Where are you running?
You can just like on the back of the.
Okay.
You can just flip it over if there's a blank. Yeah.
Where'd Timmy go?
Where'd Timmy go?
Brian's got it.
Brian's got it.
Got our victim.
Sure, man. Alright, I'm gonna go down and watch them throw ladders a couple times.
Okay.
The next 330.
Hey,
Cole, when you guys come out of that and get cooled down, will you fill out a course evaluation?
What?
Course evaluation?
Yeah.
They're on that clipboard over there.
Yep. There you go, man.
Okay, you guys have been dispatched to a structure fire. When chief gets on scene, he reports it's a two-story home. Smoke and flame showing on the first floor. There was a reported victim on the second floor. It's the homeowner's son. He never came out and she don't know where he's at. You guys have been assigned to search by the IC. All right, go ahead.
There's
Take a watch this. What do you think, Paul?
hot.
It is hot. You all right? Push your pants down if you want to. Get a little air to your legs, cool down a little bit. This is my ladder group, so we'll be ready to go whenever. Sorry, I stole Nate. I think I thought he was spectating. I didn't realize he was a group. My apologies.
We got it.
Sorry, Nate.
I got this. It was a very real scenario.
It actually was. Nate, do this. Nate, do that. Oh crap, Nate, do this. Must be Blake. You can understand him.
I see copies, victim located. What's your location?
Second floor off the side, making our way back to the initial egress point.
Copy. Second floor alpha side, exiting same egress.
If you're at the initial egress point is shut off the fire, we'll make our way down out the
Yeah,
side.
go Matt. Perfect. Perfect.
I see copy. Second floor interior, second egress. Yeah, I see a written team. Copy.
Vic, that was perfect. No problem. Right away. Good job.
For second floor.
Shut the door so your conditions have improved.
Awesome. That was perfect. Good job.
I see copies, victims out.
Want some help? That was great. Good job, bro. Who comes to you next?
We do. We are.
You guys are? Okay.
Man, one of them my wildman gear.
You're almost done. Almost done. Probably.
Sorry. Good point. Running point. Blake, he hit the door. Right hand search, hit the door. Finish searching this room before going down the hall. So that was good.
Okay. Remember that, and we'll bring that up.
Because the first group, they went down the hall chasing a tangent instead of finishing this room and going back to the door.
Yeah, Brian, remember that, and we'll bring that up.
Yeah. Fabio. Strap right here.
Did you crawl different this time? Did you like it better?
Felt like I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I tried to do Brian's grill the monkey walk over that one.
Did you like it better?
It felt a lot more comfortable
Good.
than kind of doing with these.
Feel like more agile, a little quicker.
I felt like I could scoot across the board a little bit more.
Good. Do you feel like if something's happening around you that might be not fun, like do you feel like you could have seen it maybe, or?
I mean, luckily I felt like I wasn't so far to where my head was up, but I was trying to keep my head, tucked down a little bit,
Sure.
enough to where I could be a little bit more aware
Yeah.
of my surroundings, but also not stand up above the
Right.
fire line.
Perfect. Go get yourself cooled down and
Fire grip. Fire repeater.
okay, so we are dispatched to scene of a structure fire. When Chief gets on scene, he reports it's a two-story residence. There's smoke and flame showing from the first floor. The home occupant reports that her son is trapped on the second floor. She's not seen him and she can't get to him. Okay? IC has assigned you two to search. All right, go ahead. Let me get you pointed in the right direction a little bit here. There you go, there you go.
Stairway, got it. I got step in left. Flat and left, got it. Come on, take left hand, you take right hand. Take right. Are you against the right wall? I'm against the right wall. I didn't find anything. On the doorway. On the doorway? Yeah. Let's first again. My face came off. My face came out. Okay, I'm touching the right wall going back. Okay. That thing in the victim. Victim. I'll go back to the room. Follow me. You take. We got fire, we're gonna drill the other way. Okay. I in here, guys, too. Whenever for the fire, if you need to leave it over Follow me! Follow me! No cliff! Follow me! Keep following! Where are you? Keep coming, we're dead! Get out! We're good up to the door!
Door was shut, conditions have improved.
Sheila.
I couldn't find it. It was under the bed. I didn't even feel the bed. I tried to feel it first. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Alright.
And I
Get
lost my
stripped
shield,
down,
so I had to
cooled
stop.
off.
I didn't want to look when my eyes were open.
You were up. Still on hands and knees.
Initially, I switched to my knee and then went to
Once you found him and took him out.
I couldn't,
Alright guys, come get cooled down. Yeah. Yep, we'll wait on them though. We won't send you other stuff.
I was just thinking from the
Can I steal your radios from?
radio.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Scan on.
Push it again.
Scan on.
There you go.
Fire ground. Fire repeater.
Perfect. Good job, Nate. Go get cooled down. Okay, so we're dispatched to the structure fire. When Chief gets there, he reports it's a two-story structure. There are smoke and flames showing from the first floor. The home occupant reports that her juvenile son is somewhere on the second floor. She hasn't seen him come out and she can't get to him to find him. Chief assigns you guys to the search team, okay?
Yeah.
All right. You guys are on. It is. Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Right.
I knew I was hit a wall. I didn't.
Yeah.
I found the door.
Yeah.
Tried to pull it shut. All back open. But, yeah.
I wanted to make sure you heard me the whole way down. And then once I found the window, I turned around so I could throw my voice at you.
So one thing, like especially when they're disoriented, and you'll be able to tell when, you know, somebody's got a little disoriented. Yeah. One of the things you said was keep coming. Well, he might be veering a different way. And if you say keep coming, he's going to keep coming. So you might want to try to give some landmarks. If you have a flashlight, a helmet light, get that clicked on.
We talked about that on the way.
I was
So
like,
he can see where you're at.
I said, let's turn our lights on when we go up, and it was like, we weren't running those, so I'm like, are we supposed to run those? That's what I wanted to say before we went up there.
Right. And one thing that,
Well, in a real case scenario,
Yeah, the lights are gonna be on.
light on or light on.
Or both.
exactly. And one of the things that I did with Jake when first time he smoked it down and whatever, he got disoriented, he couldn't find me, and I said, stop there. And I was only a couple sides from him, I slid to him, grabbed him by the harness, turned him towards me, and I said, now crawl.
Yeah.
And was able to. So if they're going to be going array or something, and you can see that, just stop, stop, stop. Especially if it's going to be just a couple slides where you get back to it. Get a hold of them by whatever you can. Turn them, point them the way you want them to go, and say, now let's go. Or come
I
with me
didn't
or
hear you
something.
say you're disoriented.
He did.
I was just thinking, like, I don't know what I'm going to direction, but I can hear the voice. I knew I was
That's
going
why I
in.
kept talking.
I was just waiting around. I'm sitting in.
I should have said shoulder. I should have said left side on wall. I could have said that too.
Stop, don't come down, stop.
That angle is way too steep. We've got to make sure we have a good steep. When this is too steep, we can have work issues. So we have got to stop that before we move up. So we need to be communicating with them immediately. Wait. We can be expediting stuff, but we got to be safe about it.
Blake, slowly. Actually, give your brother that guy back. There you go. Peel that from the top, boys.
Yeah, I was trying to get it out.
You need to stop that because you were his safety thing. You have to stop it. 2 seconds.
Good, taking it down.
Yep.
Good.
Heads up. You have your hands up. You have to hold it all the time. If you don't, she just told you to have control of it and let go. I hear you. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a circle. We're gonna throw this ladder again, set it at the right angle. He's gonna ascend. We're gonna pull the ladder back down and put it on the truck. Okay?
You want me to ascend or him?
You ascend just like we did last time. Looks like you're actually going to fall. So ascend like you're going to fall. We're going to go get this victim. But doing it in an organized manner. Hold on. Bring it back down. Okay, let's slow down. Listen. What are we doing? What is our goal? Okay. So we don't actually set it, right? What have we got? We've now done it. Okay. So look at what you have, and as you're moving, you can make sure, hey, Blake, I need to flip this. Okay? The other thing too, if you're trying to raise this, turn this, or whatever, and the foot of this ladder is going left to right, haywire, not on the ground, what's going to happen? I mean, we're okay right now because it's extended down or whatever, but if we go extending this or we have a longer ladder, what's going to happen? We're going to be hurt bad. Drop in the power line, drop it in the house, a window we didn't intend to break, you know, all kinds of things. Yes, we want you to move with purpose, but when you get here, this is the point where we got to slow down a second, take a breath, and get it right. Or, because I mean, look, where's the fly section of your ladder right? So if we had to extend up, we can. Right? And so if we do it wrong, it's going to take us more time to stop, fix what we messed up, and then throw it than rather if we just take a breath, take a second and throw it right the first time. Okay? Let's try it again. Let's come down with it. Victor's on the second floor. Go ahead. Button is always lead, guys. Button is always
That's good. Hello.
Watch it. Hey. You gotta have control. You gotta
There we go. Coming down.
Biggest thing with ladders is do not do something.